Hello, everybody. It's Jeremy.
And we're late.
Whatever. We do whatever time we want to do. It's more Tales of Destiny. It's episode 42. We are back in the first of the 7 dungeons. We had a little whoopsie there at the end. We died when we got to the Dark Dungeon. Whoops.
We got a little bit of making up to do.
How's it going, Araviv? I've already gone through the process of like setting up Woodrow and everything like that, so we should have that all prepped and ready.
Man, that's a lot of damage.
We just like we went into the next location and we just got smoked, like real suddenly.
Yeah. Didn't have a save state more recent than this right here.
So we lost about 30 minutes, but a good portion of the 30 minutes was from not knowing where we were going and etc etc. So I think we're actually going to be mostly okay to just pick this up in like 15 minutes or so.
Kagero.
Look, yeah, we'll be fine. You think she did rumor her? See? Yeah. Oh, did she do it at his command?
Yeah.
Uh,
I told her that Bonnie was very sick.
That's fucked up. I knew in that moment though, like I looked at her and I was like, oh, she knows. She knows she has something. Sorry, Casey's watching Umbrella Academy, and I'm not super invested, but I'm like somewhat interested.
Rachel and I have been watching the 2 shows we're watching now are the last season of Stranger Things, because that just came out recently. And The Boys. We started watching The Boys.
Yeah. Casey actually just recently started watching The Boys again.
It's funny and depressing.
Yep. Nice.
Oh,
No, ma'am. Who learned Cyclone? Was it me?
You got me running in a cyclone.
I did.
So I started playing Talking Rocky today.
Oh yeah? How'd that go?
You know what they did? They retained the difficulty. Shit is hard. Shit is actually fucking hard.
That's good
Like,
though.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is like, there's like a arcade type mode or whatever, but it's locked out. Like a lot of the game is locked out. Like there's a super easy mode, or like what I would probably be normal mode, and an arcade mode. But you have to get, there's a story mode, and story mode is interesting because it has basically the same layout. Remember, if you played when we played the original, if you game overed at any point, you started over at the beginning of the level that you game overed on, right?
Yeah.
But the only change they made is they actually put game over checkpoints throughout the levels now.
Gotcha.
So while the game still is difficult, that one concession makes it, you know, not as bad. But they ain't scared. They ain't scared to give you some bullshit.
Sure.
Also, the story isn't the same story, right? This is actually like a prequel instead of a sequel, right? So like the events of the first game still happen, right?
Yeah.
where, you know, you just go through and you beat Dark Mantle. But you're playing a version of Pocky in the past. Dark Mantle decided he was going to, he found a way to time travel, right? And he lost to Pocky in the first game. So he's traveling back in time to beat Pocky before she can kill him in what was the original game.
Okay, fair enough. Oh no.
But it looks great. There's new levels, new bosses, new characters. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm trying to ignore what's going on behind me.
Is it hard?
There are big developments happening right now.
All I see is a pop filter.
It's working as intended.
It's filtering plosives and spoilers.
It doesn't really filter very many plosives, honestly. This is a pretty cheap pop filter for that type of shit.
転送装置は使えそうか正常に機能しているみたいこれなら
We actually have to backtrack, by the way. I missed. There is one thing that I do want to pick up, and that is Woodrow's accessory.
Okay, God.
You best be careful, or I'll make you go through the whole fucking dungeon regardless.
I said okay.
Uh-huh.
God.
Said it with that tone of voice.
You did. I did say it with that tone of voice, and I intended to.
You talk to me with that tone of voice, boy.
I will talk to you with that tone of voice.
Killed her. Mama's gonna. Outlet.
なんだ今の感覚目の前がビカビカして体がボワーンってなったような
Yeah, you don't care.
とても19歳とは思えない言語センスね。
ありがとう
ありがとう。
いいえ、どういたしまして。褒めてないんだけどね。
転送は無事完了したここはもう
What's up, buddy, buddy?
戦略上はさほど重要な場所ではないが何が待ち受けているかわからないくれぐれも油断はするな
Yeah, don't let our guard down.
わかった
Well,
アンセズールの出口を探すぞそこから外角上に出てクラウディスへ急ぐのだ
demos, doce, himos, himose.
Oh, yeah?
Right. Okay.
Might not be a big fan of the story within Final Fantasy VIII, but that opening's real good.
You can say all you want about a lot of things about Final Fantasy VIII, but like almost any Final Fantasy, there are really good components of it. There's a reason why almost everyone who has played Final Fantasy over the years, right, through the franchise, there's a reason why different people from different age groups have a different favorite Final Fantasy, and that's because each Final Fantasy generally is pretty good, so whichever one you played in that formative year, that's typically the one that you like the most. So, which might be a reason why Jay plays 17 times a year.
Once a year.
That is not always true.
All right, so it was 2 that one year because the second time was with you.
You did more than once before that. I
don't
remember you
recall.
talking about. 5 is funny. 5 is a good one.
5 is like tactics if it were turn-based instead of strategic.
Not even close. I will say though, if they remade 5 and it truly did have like more of a tactics style quality, it would be a ridiculously good game. Say what? Oh. Yeah. Accidentally? What is her ability?
Nice.
I told her this.
Is she the one that's gonna end the world? Is that why the world is
Pretty sure
ending?
it's her. It ain't fucking.
Gotcha.
Wow. Dang. All right. That's disheartening.
What is?
Some of it's disheartening, but some of it is not. I pulled up a list of all Final Fantasies ranked by sales numbers, right? And while yes, that's not going to be a 100% accurate like representation of if the game is good or not, clearly, because I'm looking at the list now, but it does give at least an insight onto, you know, what was popular, right? So I think it is, you know, pretty easy to make an assumption on what the #1 best-selling Final Fantasy is.
13.
No. It was 7.
It was 7?
Yeah, 7. 7 sold 18, what is that? Is that in million?
Okay.
1 million units worldwide.
Yeah, problem though is that sales figures forever for like since it came out until now, or is that sales figures for like the first 2 years of its life cycle, or blah 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 whatever? Because yeah, okay, I can believe 7 sold the most ever because they've pushed it over and over and over again, and they've made add-ons to it over and over and over again.
Historic sales. No, no.
Exactly.
There's one for Final Fantasy VII. There's one for Final Fantasy VII compilation. There's another one for Final Fantasy VII remake. Like,
No, I'm not talking about like the remake or compilations. I'm talking about the fact that like when you make a game like Crisis Core, for example, right? That is going to influence and add sales to the original game. You know?
or is not on there. This is only the numeric series.
Yeah. What I'm saying though is like when you make a game that references one of the other games, it is going to.
It's not counting that.
What do you mean it's not counting that?
Because it's been splitting them like. I'm pretty sure Crisis
I'm
Core
not
sales
talking about
are
the Crisis Core
contributing-
sales. Jay, I'm not talking about the Crisis Core sales. When you make Crisis Core, and it is a prequel to 7, right? And you
Yes.
sell Crisis Core, people are then going to go, oh, I want to play 7. And then they go buy 7. Or people who have
Okay.
already purchased 7 before, right? They're like, oh, I remember liking 7. Let's buy it on Steam. Or, oh, I remember liking 7. Let's buy it on this other platform, etc.,
Okay.
right? So what I'm saying is you take a game like, take 7 versus 8, right? 8, what other additional games are there for 8? What other additional games are there for 9?
Okay, right. What's your
But-
point?
So for 7, right? 7 has what other games are in the 7 like sphere?
Like,
There's
there's
Crisis Core, there's Dirge of Cerberus, there's I mean, I guess, technically 7 remake, the other 7 remake, right? There's more than that though. Like there's another like 1 or 2 that I'm forgetting about, right? So my point is all of those types of games will reinforce the sales of the original 7 by drumming up nostalgia or hype for it, right? So if you have never played Final Fantasy or whatever, and your first one is Crisis Core, for example, right? Because it just came out, right? And you hear all this lore and you go through the game and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Then you're more likely to go buy 7. So my point is, what I'm trying to say is that 7 having the highest sells makes sense to me because it is one of the most influenced and what's the word I'm looking for? Supported or promoted titles, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why I said 13 was because 13 was really popular, but also 13 had multiple installments, right? That would have fed back into the concept of the base 13.
The worst selling Final Fantasy is Lightning Returns.
Well, is Lightning Returns, but not 13, right?
13 is 1, 2, 3, 7.
Oh.
It's 8 from the top.
Wow, that's actually way lower than I would have
don't know when
thought.
this graph was made.
And so this is the other thing, right? Like, is this graph showing the total amount of sales generated, or is this graph showing the total number of units sold?
Worldwide shipments in sales.
So is it a dollar figure, or is it a number of copies sold?
I think it's units. It's
units. Okay. So again, that's going to favor anything that's older, right? Because that's going to favor anything, 5, 6, 7, those types of scenarios. They've been out longer and they've been reproduced for new consoles over and over and over again. How many times have you bought 7? I've bought 7 at least 3 times. I know that much, right? Like, so
I have I have a regular version. I have a greatest hits. I used to have the PC version. I have the Steam version, and I have remake, and I also have Crisis Core, which I don't.
Irrelevant in that particular situation.
Yeah.
Great differentiating between greatest hits and base is relevant if that's a different thing on the graph.
Base is worth more.
Sure. Well, I meant more specifically for this conversation because you said greatest hits was listed differently.
Well, I mean, if you're like talking about collecting, like it is, you have to differentiate between original release or greatest hits.
Okay, so on the
There's a
graph
difference.
that you're looking at, are they listed separately?
No, they're not listed differently.
Okay, then so that's another scenario. Like, that the greatest hits.
I mean, I get your point, but it's still, it's not like it doesn't invalidate the numbers.
I'm not saying it invalidates the numbers, but I think you would see a way different slant if you did like the first annual cycle of sales for 7 versus the first annual cycle of sales for 8 versus the first annual cycle of sales for everything.
I'm not doing that.
Well, yeah, you're not doing that, but people do that. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that people do. That's the point I'm trying to make. No.
Yes, they do, Jeremy. They do.
is that there are data is a funny thing. Like, you can make almost any data do what you want. So, like, for example,
I don't think the guy had ulterior motives when he was putting it together.
Well, no, he might not have ulterior motives, but like a thing that he thinks is interesting from one direction might show one style of truth, but it might not show the whole truth. Again, so I'd be willing to bet, I'd be very, very interested, right, to see what the like first 2 years of sales were for all of the numeric Final Fantasies.
Just curious, like how far 5 was down. Jeez.
Sure. How far down was 5?
Don't even remember anymore. I don't have it open. Is this it?
No.
This is not it. Oh, that's the 2 that.
Might as well use them. Ah,
3.
yeah, there were 3. Like, for clarity, I was never trying to make a point of like 7 sucks, it shouldn't have the most sales or anything like that, right? Like, my point is that data is easily skewed to represent something that you want.
I did not have any motives going in. I was just
Not
curious.
your motives. God. I'm not saying you skewed the data to represent what you wanted. Ugh. These guys have like a stab or like that tail or something comes
Yeah,
out.
it's a really annoying. This entire dungeon really sucks for Bruiser that I refuse to switch.
Doifa, doifa. This is not the correct thing either. Or is it? Ooh, this might actually be the correct thing.
Wow, a little overkill, but
I was gonna lose it, so
that's true.
might as well.
Absolutely.
What is happening over there? My God.
Ow!
Yeah, that was not the thing that I thought it was.
Oops, did not mean to do that.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. So one of the reasons I think that, or at least for me, was going so poorly in the Shadow Dungeon was the fact that I was getting it wasn't paralyzed. I think it was stoned. I think I was getting stoned in there, and that was being problematic.
Okay. Yeah, I think a good portion of our party got stoned.
In year, sale in millions. Let's go down to 7.
What are you looking for now?
I want to get you the data that you were curious about.
I am. You do not have to do that. I was just making conversation and it turned into a more argumentative scenario than it was meant to be. No, I fired in the wrong direction!
Final Fantasy 6. Final Fantasy 6.
Oh, I still hit. Nice.
Damn it, I hate that. Kageyo, Kageyo, Kageyo. SNES, PlayStation, Final Fantasy 7, 1997. The first year it grossed, so that's weird. It's got two columns. Looks like 10 million in year one.
Okay.
All right, 10 million in 1997 specifically.
So another thing to consider when we talk about this kind of concept, right? If it grossed 10 million in year one of 1997, right? For this to be a fair comparison, we should be considering what the differences in inflation are per each year, right? So like 10 million in 1997 is what versus like 8 in whatever year it came out.
Final Fantasy 13 came out in 2009 for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Steam.
That didn't come out on Steam, did it? That seems weird.
What, like maybe within the first year? Like, did it have like a? That's not right.
That definitely
So
seems.
regardless, it says 7.7 million.
Okay.
So whatever inflation is from 97 to 2009.
Well, so that would just put it more in favor of 7, in theory, right? Because the inflation is going to be worse later on, which means the 7's 10 million should be higher than it was. Kongman got. Oh, right, you got Massive Throw again,
That sucked.
which
That
was
sucked
not a fun
fucking
time.
bad.
Yeah.
Yep, 10, and there's Lightning Returns. First year did 1.2 million. That was unfortunato.
Are these numbers worldwide or are they region specific?
There is, that is, I think that's collect. That's worldwide, and then they, as second column, they have by region.
Gotcha.
Or by region or by system. It's weird. It seems to change.
Yeah.
It's probably not the best.
That seems
Gonna go
really
to 5.
surprising, right? Like to think about
Final
like
Fantasy
13,
5
I would still consider 13 to be kind of like a modern-esque game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it sold like about 8 million.
So Final Fantasy V, the Japanese version that came out, so the one we never actually got, did 2.45 million.
Yeah.
But when we finally did get a copy, we got Final Fantasy V from Final Fantasy Anthologies, and that did less than 500,000 specifically.
Oof.
But Game Boy Advance did 250,000 of 5. Honestly, 5 did not do good. It did not. That is real sad. But I mean, I don't think that says a lot for the game because again, it was a game that we never got until Anthologies, and it was never, and GBA. That was it. And collectively, those two games don't, like, Anthologies and GBA together don't even top $1 million. In fact, including the remaster, not pixel remaster, I think they mean just like the iOS version. That, I think that collectively puts it at about a million.
That's
They
really
did your
interesting.
board dirty, yeah.
Like honestly, the figures for 5 don't surprise me all that much. What's
Yeah.
how much did 15 do?
hate this website. Fucking stop. 10, 12, 14, 15. 15 came out in 2016. PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and did 9.8 million.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Really? Wow.
Broad Trip. Broad Trip did well.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, yeah. I want. Does it have? It doesn't have figures for 11 and 14, does it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know how.
Well, so exactly. Like my question is how does it do those figures? Because there's does it just do them off of like these are the base sales, or does it actually include the subscription amount?
It just throws it in a 10-2. There's 11. Final Fantasy 11 online, released in 2002 on PS2 and PC, and in the first year generated 2 million in sales.
Huh.
I'm assuming that surely is talking about, like, I mean, it's a subscription, clearly.
Would it be?
Wait, did you? Yeah, because it was on PS2. You had to buy the game.
No. Yes, you absolutely had to have a subscription. Yes,
But
my question is are those the figures just for the copies sold, or does that include copies sold and the subscriptions from the first
year? Because 2 million seems super low.
I would say 2 million seems super low for it to just. I would say it's probably just copies sold. That's probably not the subscriptions. But again, I don't fucking know. I don't know how the fuck they.
I just feel like that's a little low. Oh god. No, I lost a sneeze, and I hate it. Oh god. I hate it. It burns, and I want it out of my body.
I believe in you.
You say as you get the kill. Oh, that's funny. Final Fantasy 14 sold 0.6 million, so 600,000. But A Realm Reborn that came out 3 years later did 10.3 million.
That seems way more in line with what I was expecting.
Yep. I like that. That just goes like I think that's such an interesting story to tell about how 14 did so poorly, and they and the developers did what was necessary to make amends, fix, and properly like because it happens so rarely, right? That a company puts out a shitty game and they own up to it and they're like, we're going to fix it, and then they do it.
Yeah. And I mean, Realm 14 was trash. It was absolute garbage when it came out. And Realm Reborn is probably the best MMO on the market right now. Like they full 180'd from where they were. Where the fuck am I going? I think I need to go over here.
I hope that accessory is worth this.
I mean, we're also just getting experience and lenses. Calm your tits.
My tits, my memories are not. They will not be caged. Use it or lose it.
That's true.
Kamehameha! It's a punch, not a. I spin! Whoa.
I don't think you'd be able to stand after that. I think you'd just die.
I just see like a fountain of vomit. like a lawn sprinkler. Just
Yeah, that's valid.
how have we not gotten his second yet?
Because we're pretty sure we need to revive his sword.
That's right. We need to get Ignatos back up.
That would be my assumption, anyways. Like, it makes sense.
That would suck that it's storyline based, but it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be an interesting like development. Yes, I don't know.
Because I mean, like, if you're just thinking about it, like, the way you're thinking about it right now is probably the intended concept. Like, everyone else has gotten their second tiers, and you're over here going, why hasn't Woodrow gotten his yet? So, I mean, that feels like it's that by design kind of concept.
It's like every fight.
Like every other fight.
Every single fight. Like, you just did it, and you're halfway again.
I stole it from you. Yeah, nice.
You
Only
used
way
it
you're
in that
getting
fight.
only way you're getting an end screen is if you have your fucking ulti to do it with.
Yep.
But look, I've had to deal with Mary and Kongman being dominant for such a long time.
Yep. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Every fight.
Okay. Probably not the next fight though, because I just used it. It won't refill in time this time. Okay. On our way back out. We did want to hit up this spot real quick because I think... Nope, we already got it. Cool. Easy peasy.
Should be doing that more often. Oh, actually, maybe they do not resist fire. Maybe I could just, that's what I do now. Ah, flex. I really do think that's actually doing.
I think that's
better
what
damage.
you started doing at the end last time.
Look,
I
you-
almost got it back. Almost got it back. But I didn't. It's not every fight. It's not every fight. It's just
Not every
close.
fight. It's some fights I'll just be, at 99%, You're gonna touch something and then go. Yep, there it is. Big punch. I'm just fucking... Me being here is just a minor convenience at best.
Oh, well. He's gonna kill everything.
Every element. So cool. It's so fucking cool. It's like Kajata. Like one of my favorite summons in 7 was Kajata, because it was like that bull that did all the elements.
What was it? Tetra something?
Kajata.
Well, no, yeah, it was Kajata, but each of the summons in 7 has like a name for their move.
What the name of the attack was?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember.
it's like Tetra Magic or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let's see. Fujata FF7. Petra Disaster.
There you go. Even better, because that sounds cool.
Petra Disaster.
I remembered the Tetra part, but
Yeah, you did.
I remember that because, like, that stuck with me. It's just, like, the I mean, it's just whatever. But I will occasionally, like, reference things that do, like, the 4 elements as Tetra stuff. So
throw out a save state if you don't mind.
my hand was already moving towards it.
Like, I don't want to do that again. Please and thank you.
Yep.
何か出てきそうで嫌です。
まあおめえら
なるほ
I
ど。
like how creative they got with the card animations.
俺様を見ながら納得するんじゃねえ
I remember fucking Kongman doing sit-ups and the card was just like, right.
Alright. Woodrow's time to shine is done. Back to Chelsea.
And man, did he shine though? Like, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fucking insane.
Okay. All right. What are we doing? Buff.
Weak to lightning.
Weak to lightning. Oh man, look at me pooching my lips out.
Alright.
I didn't know. I'd resist dark.
Okay, I just need to stop.
I'm so glad I can do damage. Look at the numbers. That guy, that was not being logical. I was like, what is still here?
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Gotta.
Rudy learned Cure.
Cool. Alright, time to switch Philia's stuff back.
Oh yeah, she can absolutely wreck shop here.
Well, she was doing pretty good in the last place, too. Yeah, let's do a hard save as well. It's only been
That was an option and we didn't take it?
I moved right here, and we clipped this event, and as soon as we were done with the event, I was moving up, and we got attacked. And died.
Ooh.
アースゾーン全体のシステムがダウンしておるせいじゃ
Lightning.
復旧させんことには開かんぞ
Ice.
This is where we died.
どうすればいいんですか。
メインシステムにエネルギーを充填するしかあるまい
確かここの反対側がメインシステムルームだったはずよ。
エネルギーの調達は警備ユニットを流用すればいいじゃろうほれそこらをうろついている赤く光ったやつじゃあれを捕まえてメインシステムに接続するのだ
Okay.
なんだか虫取りみたいね。
警備ユニットについているエネルギーユニットを集めてメインシステムにつなげるのじゃ
Okay. You know that supplies. Okay.
So, interesting thing about Kajata I didn't know. If they're weak to any. So it does ice, fire, and thunder damage. It doesn't actually do earth damage with the last hit. If an enemy is weak to any element, it's weak to every single hit. Like, it's going to do damage. Every single element will do more damage. If it resists any element, then it's going to do less damage on every hit.
Ooh. That's rough.
And I think if they're like immune to one and weak to another, it's just normal damage. It doesn't say that. I'm just making that assumption.
Oof. Woodrow.
Woodrow.
Off of that, and we can't learn anything else. Move all his stuff back. Oh, he cannot learn one of the next ones. I guess technically we could.
Well,
oh, he did learn. Never mind. Sorry, I thought he was still on Rise.
What do the 99s go down to once they're mastered? Do we even know?
I don't know. We'll try to remember that these are 99s.
All right, exceed. I think we read once it's like a flat percentage.
Maybe.
Don't recall.
Ugh. I just don't think we're gonna get a... like D-Waters. Okay, we got... Did I not have... Oh. We already have 15 Panacea bottles? Yes, we do. Ah, well.
Go in. Well, that was not what I wanted. I'm so glad I can punch again. I say not... God, get up in the air, you idiot. Oh, there was one back there. I didn't...
No, the little bots summon these flabby things. Like, so, because we took too long to kill that little bot, it summoned another one behind us. I think that was another reason why we had problems initially, because I was on Woodrow doing wind damage, not lightning damage. So we were not killing things as quickly as we potentially should have been. Oh, I can't see where though. Oh. Okay. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Alright, this little drone is kind of annoying. Yep. Having trouble. There. Yeah. Alright, I'm going for the ground. Yeah, I love how they start working on the ground guys and then the air guys, like, goes back to harassing. Like, fucking... This can't win. Whoops. Oh.
Okay. Walls. Okay.
Okay. Nice, nice.
Why am I facing that way? I'm literally... Okay. Stupid fucking game.
You're on semi-auto, dude.
Yeah, but it fucking...
I know, I'm
it kept
fucking with you.
auto-targeting something that was a silly target. I mean, is that all I had to do was just hit all the buttons? Guess so. Nice.
Look at that casual, 49,000.
Good shit. Doifa doifa. We're on the hardest fucking difficulty, my man.
Yeah, man. And we're doing fine.
We're doing
Except
fine.
that one time we didn't.
Except for that one time. We don't talk about that one time.
But we're getting better rewards for doing it.
Yeah, totally, right? That's a thing. Ah, fuck.
Oh, there it is. There's the status effect.
Yeah, it's seal.
It's not stone. It's something else.
It's these seal snakes. They literally seal you.
All right, I'm gonna focus on them then.
That's what I'm doing as well.
I think that's what really did us in that the one time. Whoops. I'm starting to get kills again.
Aww. Star armor.
Armor?
Extremely light upper body armor made with a special process allows one to move as fast as a falling star, or so it is advertised. Oh my, you're a little loud. Love bug. Casey.
Not my name!
I used your other names.
I didn't hear that.
I'm getting mad. Got some rosemary. Got them beans. Them Odie beans. Alright. We're making our way.
Whoops. No. Don't seal me. I'm sealed.
When you're sealed, you can still auto attack. Just as a heads up.
No, there's no odd.
Okay, well.
Yeah, this is what happened last time. Can we get that heal at least guide?
Nope. Apparently not. A rough lens. And 90 food. Nice. We did want the food. Oy, oy. Okay, let's actually use some of these overall C's, shall we? Gonna heal up after that. That's
Snakes. Yeah, we need to make a priority on snakes. Embossing map.
Ooh.
Dark Bowl.
You know what? Actually, I wonder. Do we have anything that cures seal? Look at the look at that random shit.
After battle, if party HP is less than or equal to 10%, revives a fallen ally once and after battle, once in battle. That's conflicting information.
Look at the fucking range.
HP 1 to 100% has a chance to heal you for either nothing or everything. And
Well, or anywhere in between. And
Yep.
it could cost between 1 and 150.
That is a dark bowl. And we're still not entirely sure. So, is it like two different things? Like, it will revive someone in combat once, and after the fight, if someone is less than 10%, it does a random heal.
No idea. Actually, no fucking clue.
Give him the butt. Pow. Here I come. I'm slow. I'm very slow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good job, Rudy. You did it.
She also full healed her. Did she do it?
Oh, wow.
she-
I put the controller down.
I don't think she hit anything. I didn't see any damage numbers come up from her. Fucking random ass shit. Okay, that's probably the way forward. Pop over down here. Oh, right. To go this way.
This is big. Yeah. Wall of fists. More fists.
Okay. Hey, a Tamar.
Hey, it's a bar. I think she's wearing that right now.
I think
Silver axe.
she
And that's
was
better
wearing
than-
a Tabar,
Yeah.
but it upgraded to a silver axe. Interesting. Ah. Seal snakes.
Kill snakes. Snake's dead. Oh. Ha. Cogman 46.
Give me that.
Come here, energy unit.
All right, Odie Bodie, let's do this thing.
What are we doing?
We are gonna go in this door on the next video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're gonna keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time for more Tales of Destiny. This episode felt really long.
Yeah, it's because we had to redo a bunch of stuff.
Maybe.
And now we're having to do this.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.